First Friday of the fall. Hello, everybody. Great to have you with us. A crazy, crazy weather night. We've had a bunch of those, haven't we? Another all-star show set to take flight. Count of three. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. We begin with the Dogs. North Platte looking for win number 1 at Fremont. It would not come tonight. Fremont's a team that the, North Platte has been beating. They did not beat them on the road tonight. This game pretty much ugly from the get-go. North Platte in trouble. They trailed 40-0 at the half. Fremont added 1 second-half touchdown. It's homecoming next Friday. Homecoming for North Platte High, but they lose on the road 47-0. The final. To the highlights, Broken Bow hosting Valentine, both teams 1 and 2. I say to the highlights, I use that term loosely because we had an hour 5 weather delay there. So we weren't able to stick around and get action, had to move on. But I can tell you that Broken Bow wins at 20-0. They led 6-0 at half. Zach Jones with a huge punt return in the second half down to the 1-yard line. Broken Bow would punch it in a play later, add one more touchdown, and the Indians beat Valentine 20-0. Weather all across the viewing area, all across the state tonight. A problem, but Broken Bow does end up getting the win. Pax and Max, Tigers and the Wildcats, 8-man D1 10 district football underway. Speaking of weather delays, these guys just ended because of a weather delay. But we do have highlights from here. Maxwell with the football. Ronnie was there. Alec Fox with a nice run. And then Taylor McKeeman. That's a touchdown for the Cats. Ethan Lunkwitz around the right side, almost into your living room. Maxwell up by 16 over the Tigers. The Brain Trust thought Paxton would win. Bob Jensen thought Paxton would win. There's a nice run by the Tigers. Alec Fox right there. Rain started coming down hard. Brings us to our K. Smith Auto Center play of the night in the rain. Zach Miller. It is Miller time. Touchdown, Maxwell. They get their first win of the season, and they do it in impressive fashion. 44 for the Tigers, or for the Wildcats, 8 for the Tigers. It was Maxwell over Paxton. A battle of Loops in Arnold, Loop City at South Loop. May the best Loop win. Here we go from Arnold. They got those new bleachers in Arnold. Eamon Schwartz. That's a touchdown for the Bobcats. Coulter Glendy fired it up. Eamon with the nice catch. And then South Loop gets a nice punt return from Coulter Glendy. Almost started to say Logan. Logan's a Friday Sports Hero alum. This kid might be on his way. Looks pretty good. Good punt return right there. They're ready for the rain. Glendy, a touchdown run. He had 5 touchdowns in this ball game. Holy cow. Eamon Schwartz picks off this pass. And then that sets up the man of the hour again. Colton Glendy. He won't stop until he gets enough. Number 77 with 5 touchdowns. Name the last time you've seen a number 77 score 5 touchdowns. South Loop rolls. Good win tonight in the rain. 43-8. The two teams that beat Sutherland this year are 7-0. The Sailors opening opponent tonight, 3-0. The schedule, not a friend of the red and white. Sutherland swagger on the field. Taking on the Hemingford Bobcats. Sutherland first drive. It ends in a punt. Brady Turek fields for Hemingford on his own 10. This doesn't go well for the home team. Good blocks and gone. 70 yards. Bobcats strike first. It is 7-0. Now, that was special teams. Hemingford's first offensive play of the game. It was also a big play. Quarterback Matthew Wood. He has relatives that live in North Platte. They were there watching tonight. catches the Sailors in a blitz. 67-yard touchdown strike to Colt Foster. It's 14-zip Cats. That was a score after 1. Red light, green light. Sutherland D comes up with a stop. Lucas French on the fumble recovery. It's a good play by the senior. Second quarter now. Bobcats back with the ball. Matthew Wood to Colt Foster down to the 1. They would score on the next play. PAT no good, 20-zip. Sailors put a drive together, and Tyler Fear finishes. Quarterback draw. Touchdown for Sutherland. Good play here, 20-8. The weather cut this one short. They didn't even finish. They called it a final after they were in the third quarter. Hemingford wins it, 42-8. So that was the Sailors' only score of the game, and you saw it. Time to meet the hero. You just got a good dose of him in the highlights. How about more? Rachel introduces us to this week's Maxwell's Off-Road Kawasaki Center. Friday night sports hero from Sutherland, Tyler Fear.
Have no fear, Tyler is here. 73% of Sutherland's total yardage, top 10 D1 in both passing and rushing, play caller on both sides of the ball, and punter.
You got one of your best players, you want them on the field as much as you can. And it doesn't matter if it's special teams, you still want him on the field. He's our best punter, so he's got to punt for us. One of our best tacklers, so he's got to be on kickoff and things like that. So he's just very important to us and executes things very well.
Fear is an appropriate last name for the QB. He strikes fear into the Sutherland opponents. His teammates say, fear the beard.
Fear the beard. I always tell him not to shave it. Every time he shaves it, I told him to leave it out like Duck Dynasty, but he decides to shave it.
And fear this, Tyler is a leader.
He's a great leader. He's really the figure of what you want to be, what younger kids want to be when they grow up and start playing sports.
He's a good leader and a role model, and he's a good person to look after and for everything.
He does call it on both sides of the ball, and that takes a great responsibility and a lot of trust from us coaches, but he's done it and hasn't messed anything up yet, so we'll continue to do it.
When he's not hunting down open receivers, Tyler likes to spend his time tracking down another kind of target.
I hunt waterfowl.
Waterfowl?
Yeah, it's my deal.
We'll go hunting with them whenever I can.
Sometimes it's a group game, sometimes it's not.
Tyler plans to return to Sutherland in the future and continue to be a leader in the community.
Chapter president at the Bay. And yeah, I'm going to take over my dad's farm, hopefully.
But for the near future, he will continue to do what he does best, instill fear in the minds of the opposing teams.
I have what it takes to be a Friday Night Sports hero.
You better believe he does. Thank you very much, Rachel, and congratulations to Tyler. When we come back, it is Game of the Week time. You are watching the major college football coach with the 5th best winning percentage of all time. His favorite show. It's the All-Stars on KNOP.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, and you're watching the All-Stars on KNOP.
Game of the Week time, 2-1 Minden, 2-1 Gothenburg. Rachel is on the coverage. Hello, Rachel.
Hey, Joe. It was a wet one out there at Gothenburg. We were all soaked, but...
You came in and it looked like, I couldn't tell, did you just come in from the shower? What was going on?
Well, let's just say I'm glad I brought a hairbrush to work today. But they're playing Minden, and that's my first time ever seeing or hearing of a school with a mascot called a whippet, so we had to do a little Googling to find out what it is.
What's a whippet?
It is a slender dog. So my dog Bruno basically could eat a whippet. So, all right, well, we all know what a Swede is, of course, so let's go out to Gothenburg and see how those Swedes did tonight. The Game of the Week is brought to you by Westfield Pharmacy, located in the Westfield Shopping Center. Gothenburg pumped up for this one, both 2-1 teams, as we said. Here they're running out and ready to go. Ross Ostendorf just jumps up there on top of that. I was kind of impressed with that. So the Swedes are ready to go here, and this is scoreless in the first. Jacob Clark tosses to Blake Ristine, who shows off his speed and breaks away for the first score of this defensive battle. Swedes go up 7-zip. That is the only score in the first half. Here we'll see Minden trying to get something going from behind the line of scrimmage, and they're unable to, which basically went on all night. The Swedes told us about their solid D in the preview, and they were not lying. Here, Jacob Clark takes the snap, and the defense prevails again. This time it's the Whippet defense with the pick. Nick Werner gets the pick on that one. Here we will be back on offense for the Swedes. Clark tosses to Ross Ostendorf, who does some nice running here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Here, Clark under center, hands off to Zach Wolf, who breaks away for a big run to set up on the 4-yard line for another Zach Wolf run. This time he's breaking tackles and finds the end zone. Swedes go up 13-zip. All right, Clark hands off to Blake Ristine, who sees daylight and just runs for it. The Swedes go for 2 on this one and go up 21-zip, which we'll take it to the board here and see that score still stands right now. They are in a lightning delay with about 1:30 left in the third. Yeah. So, you know, we weren't lying about the rain, Joe. I didn't just take a swim on the way here. It really was raining, and it really was a defensive battle. Ristine had those 2 rushing touchdowns. Also, Wolf had a rushing touchdown. But, you know, in their preview, they kept on saying, defense. We're just going to run and play defense. I'm like, oh, everyone says that. No, this was a defensive game. So.
Now, defensive because of the weather, or Gothenburg's defense is just that good?
But, well, you know, Minden's defense looked really good, too. The 21-zip makes it look like it was all Gothenburg, but it really was a defensive battle most of the game. So. Yeah, they just got a couple big breaks there, and you know, 21-zip right now. So if the game gets going, let us know. I want to know how this one ends. So.
Remember, their opener ended at like 1 in the morning against Ogallala.
Yeah,
So.
Terrible luck with weather. That's what I was telling most sidelines. It's like, all you guys' fault.
How did they treat you in Gothenburg?
They were wonderful. You know, my camera bag was just sitting there, and I was so into the game I forgot about it. And one of the high school girls came up to me and told me that she zipped it up and moved it away out of the rain for me. So really nice people, yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Rachel. We got one more stop on the H train. Good matchup in Brady. Med Valley and the Eagles, both teams with 2 wins coming in. Here we go. No rain while we were there. This place in Brady. This was mostly Med Valley. We've got a score, a quick score. That was Chase Barthel for Med Valley, but Brady says, hey, we're tough at home. Troy Lusk, hey guys. And then Chase Barthel, he is hard to stop. He would be hard to stop all game long for the Raiders. This Med Valley team, Bob Jensen reminded us, they've been good the last couple years. They're still good. Brady with a bad snap. Trevor Mann recovers and then fires. Trevor Mann had a nice game. Finds Chase Bitter right there. Then Trevor Mann will punch it in, but it is not enough. This one all Med Valley tonight. They win it by a score of 55-14. Those are your highlights. These are your scores on the Nebraska Land National Bank scoreboard. Here we go from the night that was. Fremont shuts out North Platte 47-zip. St. Pat's, our first look at this score. The Irish led 35-zip at halftime. They go on to win 48-14. St. Pat's still undefeated. They've got a bye next week, and then they get ready for Cambridge at home 2 weeks from tonight. Sioux County over Juanita Palisades 6-man football. Hemingford a winner over Sutherland, called in the third quarter because of weather. Med Valley over Brady 55-14. Wallace shuts out Hayes Center. How about that Wallace D? How about that Wallace win streak? John Marquardt, a nice game for the Cats. 46-zip. Wallace is rolling. South Loop over Loop City. We saw the highlights. Coulter Glendy 5 touchdowns. Cody Kilgore over Maywood 32-12. This one also called at halftime because of weather. It is a final. SMC gets their first win. Logan Pabin 5 touchdowns. SMC 48, Morrill 8. Maxwell a winner over Paxton 44-8. Good win for the Cats, their first win of the season. And Myrna over SEM 40-zip. This is in a lightning delay in the third. Broken Bow shuts out Valentine 20-zip the final. Alliance beats Lex, low-scoring Mudfest 13-8. Gothenburg game of the week leading Minden 21-zip, and Cozad shuts out Chase County. Now a final 42-0. Cozad over Chase County. Winners in volleyball: Wallace, Arthur County, Sandhills, Thetford, and Maywood. And in college volleyball, the Knights fall to 2 ranked teams on the road in Kansas. The Huskers do beat Northwestern 3-1. Tennis, North Platte over Hastings 6-3. One more item of business. It is the Jorgensen Chiropractic Crowd Pleaser We Shine, You Opine. Tonight's Pleaser Has a Tell Friday. To give us a call, tell us who you are. We will put you into the end of the season drawing. Looks like we are in Sutherland. And you ma'am, know who you are now. Let us know. That's going to do it for another Friday night of fun. Big volleyball today. Rachel has you covered. Join her tomorrow at 6 and 10. A lot of choices. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Good night, Greater Nebraska.